desert island, along with the loveliest and most virginal of his daughters. This innocent vision of loveliness stumbles into a dark cave, where she is kidnapped by an inhuman green monster who symbolizes the extreme right wing of the Republican Party.
Act 2. The long-lost children of the Duke's brother, also coincidentally identical twins, have just arrived in Italy. Though still possessed of an inner nobility, they are ragged, destitute, penniless, flea-infested shadows of the men they once were, and in the utmost extremity are forced to borrow money from an old Jew, who deceives them into putting down their brains as collateral on the loan. Meanwhile, the brothers fall in love with two Italian sisters, one of whom is a contentious, sharp-tongued little shrew, while the other is a submissive, airheaded little bimbo.
Act 3. The shipwrecked identical daughters of the Duke wash up on the shores of Italy, disguise themselves as men, become pages to the shrews, and matchmakers to the Duke's brother's sons. They lead all the lovers into a nearby forest, where, on a midsummer's night, a mischievous fairy squeezes the aphrodite juice of a hermaphrodite flower in the shrews' eyes, causing them to fall in love with who in turn have fallen in love with the Duke's brother's sons, while the queen of the fairies seduces a jackass, and they all do the wild thing.
Italian sisters, finding their daughters missing, dispatched messages to the pages, telling them to kill any man in the vicinity.
However, unable to find the men in the forest, the faithful messengers, in a final, misguided act of loyalty, deliver the messages to each other and kill themselves.
Meanwhile, the fish creature and the Duke arrive in the forest disguised as banditos, and for no apparent reason perform a two-man version of the Mexican hat dance.
Act 5. The Duke commands the fairies to right their wrongs.
The pages get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the mud,
during which their disguises get ripped off, revealing them to be women.
The Duke recognizes his daughters.
The Duke's brother's sons recognize their uncle.
The magician turns the monster into a bodybuilder who becomes the governor of California.
Except for a minor character in the second act who gets attacked by a chainsaw murderer. Unable to pay back the Jew, give themselves to the lobotomies. And they all live happily ever after.
We now move on to the next of Shakespeare's tragedies, because we find that the comedies aren't half as funny as the tragedies. Take, for example, Shakespeare's Scottish play, Macbeth. Don't talk about it in here. Sorry, I forgot.
You're not supposed to say it in the theater unless you're performing it, because it's cursed.
Well, we're only able to perform an abbreviated version of Macbeth, but we're also able to do so with some thorough research. We're able to do so in perfect Scottish accents.
Forget light will sleep. These are real Tell me, Mac, more.